Hi everyone, it is Marie here from Skeins, and look, we have finished. Look at that. Woohoo! Da-da, 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 da. Yes, it is done. It is completely finished. Absolutely thrilled with it. Now, confession, I have not blocked this. It has only been pressed, so it will actually relax a little bit more once it's had a good wet block, but I wanted to get it out and get it done and get it finished and show you all for the end of the month and before things get a little bit too crazy, and I'm really pleased with it. I have done, oops, there we go, I like my sleeves not so long, so that's a personal choice for me. Some of you may wish to actually go a little bit longer, so that is why I have done that. But I'm absolutely delighted. First thing is I won yarn chicken. That's all I've got left. So I did get this out in one ball of goldenrod sport, and I literally just crept into the third ball of the charcoal. Now, you will probably use that third ball of charcoal only because, for me, I actually made mine more cropped than the pattern. And the, oopsie, let's go this way, shall we? In the pattern, they have this actually finishing here at the top of the hip bone. I wanted mine to sit at the top of the waist. So that's a deliberate thing for me. I just find that if sometimes stuff sits, I've got plenty that sit a little bit lower, so I wanted one to sit a little bit higher. So yeah, really, really happy with it. And do not be offended, I'm actually going to whip it off and put my other top on because it's 30 degrees here right now and it's stinking, stinking hot. But I have to say I'm utterly delighted with it. I really do like that crisp colour change between the two shades there. And it does, it really, really works. And I just know I've got, I mean, this is my summery top that I've got on today, but I'm going to get loads and loads and loads of wear out of that come the winter. So I will put this one back on because it is Art Deco festival time here in Hawke's Bay. There you go, you get the good flabby jelly pictures and everything from me. And so yes, we're all Art Decoing here at the moment. This is about as close as deco as you get from me. I'm feeling hopeless, but it's a loads and loads and loads of fun, and there are some really wonderful Art Deco knits. So if you happen to be here for the weekend, I do have to do a big shout out to Denise Gore, who's one of our Speakeasy and Skeins regulars. She lives locally here. She is doing a lecture on vintage knitting and knitting patterns and fashion at the MTG across the festival, and I know for a fact if you are going to the fashion parade, which I think is from memory either Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at the Soundshell, she is in that parade in a full length, yes, and I repeat, a full length hand knitted evening gown. I've only seen rudimentary pictures of it at this stage, which she quickly whipped up after she'd finished. It is if I know Denise's work, it's going to look amazing. I've posted, I know last year for Art Deco weekend, I posted what she wore in the parade last year, which was this beautiful two-piece. She's very, very, very clever. So good luck, Denise. We'll be thinking of you, and yeah, fingers crossed that you do really, really well with that. So go you. Okay, so I did get an email today. Yes, I do check my email. I do answer them periodically as well. And I actually was really, I'm going to read it to you. I printed it out even. I haven't got my glasses on, so we'll see if we can read this. Dear Marie, thanks for all those pattern suggestions. There are a few nice ones. I'm having trouble choosing which one to do. I want to do a jersey for my husband in Southlander. Can you please post some patterns that will work well in Southlander for the men in our lives? At this speed I get projects done, I might have one ready for Father's Day. Thank you, from Grace. So Grace, just for you, I have been down the rabbit hole. And I tell you what, I've made a bit of a discovery. We're not very fond of designing for our men in our lives. Squillions for us, sweet, not very much for the boys, I have to say. It was a little bit disturbing how little there was there for the men in our lives. But I did manage to, there was a few designers that I was aware of, and I did manage to sort of have a little bit of a a little bit of a dig around and see if I could find some, because there were some designs out there, and a lot of the designs that were on Ravelry were old patterns that were in print or old leaflets that you just can't get. So I wanted to make sure that everything I grabbed was stuff that was relevant, current, and that you could actually get your hands hold of. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one here. It's just called Donegal Sweater by Moira Engel. There it is there. And as you can see, good old classic, really nice sort of shawl type collar there, cabled through the front. Really, really lovely classical piece. Now, having a look on Ravelry with this one, it is definitely something that I would look at Southlander DK for. I think the gauge on that one was 18 to 20 stitches, which is perfect for the Southlander DK. And look at that, in the lake blue, that I think would be, oopsie, there we go, without reflection, let's try one, there we go, would look absolutely incredible. It's in a 40 to 62 inches, so there's, you know, pretty good movement there. It's 4 to, and that works out at 4 to 6 Southlanders, depending on how much you need. And that one is on Ravelry, so if you put in Donegal Sweater by Moira Engel, it is actually an interweave knits pattern. And if you're a subscriber to Interweave Knits, oh, I should have actually really found out which interweave that was. Well, have a look on Ravelry anyway. It'll tell you which interweave knits it was. So if you have been a subscriber, you may actually already have that pattern in your magazine collection at home. But failing that, you can actually purchase it through Interweave now, which is brilliant. A great service that Interweave now have, that you're able to get those patterns available online, which is really good actually. So that one's called the Donegal Sweater. The next one I found is this one here called the Rockland Sweater by Cassie Castillo, and I really like this one because it's got you probably won't be able to see it on the printed picture, but if you look it up you'll see it, but there is like this really nice set-in shoulder, and then there's sort of like a little, on the elbow patch there's a little piece of sort of textured stitching on the elbows, and I really like that one because it was just, oopsie, a nice wide crew neck style, very easy to wear. That one's 36 to 56 inches, 3 to 4 balls of Southlander needed for that. Rockland Sweater, Cassie Castillo. I will actually stick all of these in the things. Jeanette's just popped up saying, check out Stephen West, he has some awesome designs, and yes, he does. We love Stephen, but a lot of his, to be fair, a lot of his are using a lot finer weight yarns, which don't necessarily work for Southlander. So if you're an experienced knitter and you're quite good with yarn substitution, do check out West Knits. Actually, some of his earlier and older patterns, before he's going through a very contemporary phase at the moment, but when he first started publishing, a lot of those earlier patterns were more traditional, that would flick over into Southlander quite easy. Another one I actually found, and I really, really liked this one, is called the Bronson Rock Pullover. Now this is by Megan Jones. Now I don't know, Megan did really years ago, really gorgeous little 12-ply jacket, and I can't quite remember the name of it, but it had a little pleat in the back. It was huge on Ravelry at the time, about 7 or 8 years ago, massive. I like this one because it's sort of got a few cables, but it's that sort of Guernsey style. It would be one that would work really, really well in both you know, standard or otherwise. Now you could do it, I mean, she's actually done it with you could actually do it with a vest through the middle or add sleeves onto there. If you were doing it with this, you'd be looking at 4 to 6 balls for a 37 to 60 inch if you're just doing, and that she just gave total meterages. I'm assuming that is with sleeves in, just looking at those numbers. If you were to two-tone it out, you would only definitely need 1 ball for the contrast on the sleeves. But I really like the patterning through the middle of that. And also, again, good sizing, 37 to 60 inch. And last but not least, Jeanette mentioned Stephen West before. The other one that I often go to when I'm looking for men's patterns, and he didn't disappoint for me this time, was Jared Flood. and he does the Brooklyn tweed, which is just absolutely beautiful. And you are able to get Brooklyn tweed here in New Zealand. I know Holland Road have it, and it's lovely, lovely stuff. But this is one that he did for Brooklyn tweed, and it's called Rift. It came out a few years ago, and I've got a feeling I've actually spoken about this pattern before. Really lovely, lovely shoulder detail in that. So it's again quite straightforward, but with a little bit of interesting shoulder detailing, nice wide crew neck. And that in the oatmeal, I think would look really classic. In the oatmeal or the bracken, it would look amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you know of a pattern, we've had a couple pop up in the speakeasy. If you have a pattern that you like to knit for the men in your life, or a more masculine pattern that's unisex that would work for both men or women, post it in the comments with a link back to Ravelry or where it's available for those that are looking for something to knit. If you're wanting to knit a chap in your life a hat or a pair of mitts, there's 10 million of them. But in terms of jumpers or sweaters or vests, yeah, definitely a bit thinner on the ground. But those are some suggestions for you, and I'll pop them in the comments. Now, before I go, I'm super short today because there's lots on that I need to get going with. But I just wanted to definitely let you know, now that I've finished the pot crop, I am going to see if I can sneak in before the end of the month. Chika, there it is there. I'm going to make this, oopsie, there we go, that version there, that one there. So with the wider sleeves, because that just will suit me better. And I'm going to do it though in the charcoal and the cream is on there in the 12 ply. So I'm going to hopefully get swatching on that tonight, and next week I'll be able to give you a bit of progress on how that's looking. So that's going home with me this weekend to do. So yeah, so if you're keen on wanting to cast on a shika, please do. Jump on, cast on. If you get a shika cast on and you're in the speakeasy and you post that over, I will make sure that those posts also go in that those drawers for the $5 by $100 vouchers. So if you want to have a bit of fun and just slip that one in before the knit-alongs and stuff are finished at the end of the month. Being on a 12 ply, and I know a lot of you have bought bulky in the Spotlight for Southlander, I think that'll be a really, really nice one to do. Just to give you an update on some stocks, yes, you may have noticed that the Southlander Sport is now a bit thin on the ground, literally. There will be more stocks coming back in, but probably not before the Spotlight ends. So we're really sorry about that. You guys have just gone bonkers for it. But if you haven't picked up any of your Southlander Sport, a lot of the dyed shades are now unavailable, but there is still loads of those natural shades left. So you can definitely still get charcoal, bracken and cream, no problem whatsoever. So do feel free to snap them up. And I think there is dusky rose and just little bits left of those other colours. So if it hasn't already been sold out, we are now down to sort of the final few packs on those other shades. So if you're wanting a dyed shade in Southlander Sport, definitely make sure you get those ordered ASAP before they disappear. Bulky though is looking great, so there's still plenty of stocks left there with bulky, and DK's not looking too bad either. A little bit more pressure on the DK, but it's still at this stage looking okay, so that's good. Last but not least, before I disappear, if you are looking for a sneaky little bargain, if you do pop over to the yarn clearance section, you'll see probably on the second or third page, it'll be at the bottom of the page anyway, there's only two colours of pearl left, which is the pink and the bright yellow, which I did our Hello Tourist in. If you're wanting to get those colours, you need to snap them up, because both those colours have been, the shades have been discontinued. We are doing pearl again, don't panic, it is coming back, but the colours, I'm completely revamping the range, and I'm only keeping 4 colours from the current range. So the 4 colours that are staying are Gardenia, Cream Rose, Argent and Architaki, which were our 4 biggest selling colours by a country mile. So those 4 are coming back, and it's going to be joined by another 5 more colours to help spruce that up. So they're going to look beautiful and really can't wait. So the yellow and the pink, which is the tiara and the bougainvillea, and now at $4.95, the final balls. So if you want to snap up some of that pearl, do. If you wanted to make the Hello Tourist that I made, which was the beautiful yellow shawl, I used 7 tiare and that Hello Tourist and 3 balls of the white. If you're going to do the white, if you've got gardenia at home, fantastic. If you don't have gardenia, Orb DK and Polar will give you exactly the same look. It is spun exactly the same construction, and it is very little in terms of handle difference, so you won't notice that there are different yarns in the finished product. And again, Hello Tourist is available in Ravelry, and best of all, it is free. So if you've been having that project in your queue and you're wanting to get it knitted, now is the time, because you can get that pearl at $4.95, which is an amazing price. So until then, if you're here for Art Deco Weekend, welcome to Hawke's Bay. It's the best weekend in the year to be here. It is so vibrant and it's so fun. And post your pictures over onto the Speakeasy. We want to see what you've been up to. And remember, anyone who posts over to the Speakeasy, there is a vast number of prizes to be had. Everyone goes into the draw for either a prize pack that I posted earlier or one of those vouchers. So we want to see what you've been doing. Enjoy, and I will talk to you again next week. So take care. Bye.